We get to the
No, I'm good.
Thors.
No.
The Thor.
The tour.
Thor
Right.
of the
Can you
jungle.
post a link, sir, so I can put my numbers in?
Oh, we'll do it at the end. Don't worry, Percy. Remember we had a
Gotta
conversation.
go with
We
the
talk,
recap first.
yeah, the recap, and then we talk about every category.
Let me bring out my notes too while you recap.
Oh, you took notes, eh?
Yeah, I take notes of all the films.
All right, let me get
The
some
one-
water so I could speed run through this.
Yeah, go ahead. So the one that literally took a full page, because usually I do half pages for
Mm-hmm.
notes, but goddamn Hulk was such a bad film that it took up a whole page. Like I flipped on like just fucking writing it. God, that was so bad.
Yeah.
And then the wiki fucking page completely glossed over a bunch of things. So like a whole section of my notes like didn't even matter. I'm like, damn it. God, that was such a terrible film.
It was rough.
It was so bad. Man. But at least we're getting better. So far. No, a little bit of improvement.
A little bit.
Just a skosh. A smidge.
Did the alert come through? No.
What alert?
Really? Oh, I don't know. I'm just trying to do this thing. Ticker. What's ticker?
The tikka. The tikka masala.
That sounds good. I'm getting.
Sounds what?
Sounds good. I'm getting hungry.
Tikka masala.
Chicken tikka masala.
Chicka tikka.
Oh, you know that chat thing that I have that we're using.
Yeah. It's not on this one.
It it can do, you can do AMAs too. So like it can have people type in a question mark or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it'll, if it's a question and they do that thing that you tell them to do, it'll show up in a list, and then from the list you can pick to show which ones you're gonna show.
All right, pop out a comment right now so I could see it pop out, see if it's in the right spot. Let me raise that up a little bit. Perfectamundo. So you guys ready? Huh? You guys ready for some Thors?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's see. So every week we are going through every single film in the MCU. This is our fourth movie that we're doing. This is Thor, released in 2011. The runtime of 114 minutes. It's short, but it's still long, but it's short. Not a lot happens. But let's go ahead and let's see. 2011. What were the films
of 2011?
Yeah, like what was coming out around that time?
I have no idea.
Or were the award-winning shows?
2011 in film.
What do we have? What do we have?
Oh, yeah, the Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Ooh.
Well, what just happened there, Slunk?
It's a different style.
Yeah, Zero, Transformers, Dark of the Moon, Pirates of the Caribbean, On Stranger Tides. Is that part 3?
I don't know which one that is, but that's the I think, is that part 3?
Yeah, Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, Part 1, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Kung Fu Panda, Fast 5, The Hangover Part 2, Part 2.
Dang, Fast 5, huh?
Yeah, we're a long way away from finishing off that epic tale of epicness.
Yeah, Edgar. So on Stranger Ties, is basically the one with Penelope Cruz, Ian McShane. It's I think the one with the Fountain of Youth.
No idea.
Yeah, it's at this point. Sorry, it's downhill.
Well, after the first one, remember the second one was okay, not being that great, you know.
I like the second one still. Once it got to the third one, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
But yeah, that's the time of 2011. That's when Thor's was like saying, you know what? It's time for Thor to come out.
It is time.
So,
What do you guys think of for?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Percy, have you seen Thor before? And how do you feel? How did you feel about it before watching it this time?
So I watched Thor before. And honestly, I enjoyed it more now than I remember enjoying it because it was such a long time ago that I was just very much it just erased, like gone from memory. Like it had no impact. Just little things I do remember, which we'll go into. But like the diner scene, that was always memorable.
That's
Um
gonna be so good.
and the worthy being worthy, that was memorable. But like a lot of other stuff I didn't remember
The ASMR
at all. So yeah, so I enjoyed it. It was uh, you know,
Better than you
like you
remember, but
mentioned
not
before.
like, you know.
Yeah, better than I remember, but not amazing. Not like it's there. But it's not. I will not actively avoid it. If it's on, like, yeah, I'll see a little couple scenes and I'm out.
Slunk,
What about you?
how do you feel, Slunk?
Oh, I don't understand the hate for it. I think it's a really good movie.
That's right.
Very entertaining, very fun. Lot of funny moments. Lot of cool stuff. Yeah, they had to do a lot of hard things and like tying in like mythology into this universe, and then like sort of uh, putting in the groundwork for the universe, you know, and as a whole.
Oh, there's
So there
so
was a
much
lot of
groundwork in this one. So much groundwork.
yeah. It's not just
And
like, oh, it's New York and there's a man who got bit by a spider and then that's it. Like
and you were
that's the
saying
whole
that
universe.
this is probably like the last MCU movie you saw in theater, right?
No, I've seen MCU movies since then. It was just one of the first ones I remember seeing,
Thank
and
you
I
all
hadn't seen
so
too many,
much
but yeah.
for being my friends.
Serge just subscribed. Thank you so much, Serge.
Thank you,
Appreciate that.
Serge.
For me, uh, I've seen this movie. I saw this movie in theaters, and probably saw it like once or twice since it came out. Since then, since 2011, you know, it's been around, and it always was one of those background movies. Like, oh, it's on, but I'm not like, whatever. I'm not paying attention to it. But this time, like seeing it actually like the whole way through and seeing how it's pretty much a romantic comedy. How Jane Foster is just in love with Thor.
Oh my God,
She
she's
loves him
thirsting
so
hard.
hard. Oh, weren't you, Percy? Weren't you looking at him going,
I'm not gonna lie.
Who is
Like,
this man?
who's this
Beast?
gorgeous
Yeah.
man? Like, my goodness.
Who's this?
Woo.
Who's this god with golden eyebrows? And some people may have noticed that we're missing Dwayne, but he did submit his scores, so his score will count towards the end of the rankings. But let's get into it. You guys ready? Anything final
Yeah.
thoughts?
No.
All right.
Not at all.
So we open with the Paramount screen once again. Nice little mountain showing up. It's New Mexico at night with the shitty van and numbers going bleep, bloop, bleep, bleep, bloop, bloop, bleep, bleep, bloop, bloop. Jane Foster, Darcy, and Dr. Eric Solvig are in the desert looking at the sky, and a crazy thing in the sky crash lands. They drive up to it and end up crashing into a man. And that's just how it starts. I don't remember this beginning at all. Because then Hannibal Lecter starts talking about the old war, ice giants versus the Vikings. The Vikings win and claim the source of their power, aka the casket. Since this movie, has this thing been mentioned at all? This casket thing?
I don't remember, honestly.
I don't remember this casket thing in the movie.
Really? I didn't remember the name of it. I just remember there was the icy thingy.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like an ice power thing. I didn't remember that.
Let's see here. The Casket of Ancient Winters.
Icy thingy.
The icy thing. Ice caskets. We get a sweeping look onto Asgard, and we see Baby Thor and Loki. Baby Thor already wants to kill the frost giants. And we get a time jump, and Thor is walking up, throwing his hammer around, looking dumb with his blonde eyebrows, taking longer than the Undertaker to walk up to Odin. Odin starts giving a speech.
Total bro.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
Total
just
bro.
accepting it all. Even his own crew is like, this guy, this fucker, this fucking. Odin's giving his speech. Mjolnir formed in the heart of a dying star. Thor swears on a bunch of things that he doesn't even pay attention to. I swear. He's just saying, I swear. Do you swear to do all this? Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I swear. I swear to do all that. Meanwhile, in the trophy room, ice is forming over and the frost giants appear. Space Iron Man suit, aka the Destroyer, is activated and kills all the frost giants with no problem. I think it was pretty cool. I forgot how cool that thing was.
That was cool.
Just blasting things, just destroying these frost giants.
Mm-hmm.
Done. Just obliterated.
The sound effect was cool. Very violent.
I expected those sound effects more from an Iron Man suit. Just, like whenever he powers up.
I think it sounds terrifying. Like, holy shit.
Thor wants to teach the ice giants a lesson. And starts telling Odin all this shit. He's like, as king of Asgard, but you're not king. Not yet. He's going in.
Dress down, bitch.
And Anthony Hopkins is just like, he's just chewing up the scenery. He's like, let me go ahead and enjoy this part right here.
You're not happy.
Thor flips the table and talks with Loki. Yeah, you don't want to be around me right now, brother. Thor wants to invade Jotunheim, land of the frost giants, and wants answers. All the Viking homies come in, and Thor pulls the remember all the shit I've done for you guy card to his Viking homies. They're like, all right, let's go.
Like, fine.
Yeah. We see them riding on the Rainbow Bridge towards Black Superman, aka Idris Elba, aka Heimdall. Heimdall already knows.
Gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper, yeah. Heimdall already knows that Thor and co want to go to Frost Giant Land. I have no plans to die today. None do. And we travel.
That was a dope plan.
Yeah. What do we say to death? None do. We got our first travel by Bifrost. That thing looked awesome when they're traveling from Asgard to Jotunheim and they're all inside and just going through all that whole timeline thing or travel thing.
Yeah.
Travel by Frost. Travel by Frost. We land in Jotunheim and everything is terrible. What a fucked up place to live.
God, yeah, it's just fucking just ice everywhere. Like gloomy, dark.
Like even when Odin was doing his whole narrator talk and like they showed it like in its glory or whatever it was, that place still looked fucking terrible. Like, who wants to live here?
Like, you really want this? Like,
yeah, why are we fighting for this? Get it.
Luffy starts talking about Odin being a liar and a thief and has some harsh truths for Thor. That he's just a boy and looking for a fight, and if we fight, you're gonna get fucked up. Thor starts to walk away. Luffy calls him a little princess, and the fight is on. That's all it took for Thor to be like, he had the Marty McFly. What are you, chicken? One of the Viking warriors gets grabbed by a frost giant, and his arm looks like it has frostbite. Loki gets got too, but nothing happens to him.
Foreshadowing.
Thor is fighting everything off with Mjolnir, doing some cool action scenes like spinning Mjolnir into the ground and just like hitting people with rocks.
Pretty cool. I thought that whole fight. That was good use of hammer.
Yeah, this is pretty much our first scene with the hammer, and it just looks pretty awesome. Like you get the first like throw and it comes back boomerang style.
Like, ooh.
He did the thing.
Let's see. Yeah, Thor is fighting, but everyone else is getting fucked up. The Man in Tights, Robin Hood, gets ice spiked, and I thought he was dead. He got straight up like just stabbed through the middle. I was like, oh fuck! He's done. Big monster is unleashed and taken care of by Thor, but he's getting surrounded by a cliff. when suddenly Big Daddy Odin and his badass horse show up. Thor getting like a dumbass to finish. We can finish them together. But
God, like, you know what you just did, fucker? God, we were cool.
Odin and Luffy have a talk saying that this is pretty much start the war again. We're on, and then they have like a big explosion. Everyone goes back to Asgard. Odin and Thor start to argue. You are a vain, greedy, cruel boy, and you're an old man and a fool. Shut up, Thor. Shut the hell up. Loki trying to put his word in, going.
He's like, "Oh yeah, watch this."
Watch how old I am. Yeah, Loki trying to put in his word, going, "Father," and then Odin.
Oh my God, the yell! I have that written down.
It's such
Like, Odin's yell at Loki was hilarious.
it's such a good like. I'm just so angry. I don't even know what to tell you. Just not right now. Not right now, Loki. I like that each one of these movies has a nice little yell or something weird to happen. I'm just gonna scream something random. Odin says Thor is unworthy and strips his armor off and takes away Thor's power. Odin has ASMR with Mjolnir saying, "Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." Thor
Give it a
goes
little smooch.
Yeah. Puts it in his bed, puts it to sleep. Thor goes through the Bifrost Bridge to Earth and then gets hit by the van. We're all caught up. Let's see. Thor starts yelling about Father and Heimdall and what realm is this? And then gets tasered by Darcy. Like there was a lot of like quick scenes of like going back and forth places. So then he goes to the hospital. Thor goes apeshit and attacks all the doctors and assistants and gets injected. He was fucking them all up. He didn't give no shits.
Mm-hmm. It's Thor.
Back in the desert, in the big ass crater with Mjolnir, at the center is found by some random. Back in Jane's lab, they discover that they saw a wormhole and Thor might have been traveled through it. Back to the hospital, we see Thor's blonde eyebrows as he escapes. Dude, that was so distracting. Whenever there was like a close up on Thor's face, it was just like
Especially because you're so used to how he looks now.
Yeah.
So you're like, what the like for you, like something's off. What is it? Like, oh, the eyebrows. That's what it is.
The glorious eyebrows.
That's where all this power comes from.
You forgot to put the pen. You forgot to pencil it in. You know? Give some.
But like that's not what he regularly looks like. So like they bleached his eyebrows for this part.
Yeah, just be golden.
Yeah, back to the hospital. Blonde eyebrows as he escapes. Jane and crew are trying to find Thor, and bam, they run into him again. I like that part when they got him out of these. We need to find him. Where is he? I don't know. We're gonna have to search all of New Mexico. Bam! Like run into his ass immediately. And I do like that crew. I like that. Jane Foster, the Doctor, and Darcy. I think they're a good time together.
Darcy's hilarious.
Yeah, I like their whole thing. It's pretty much coming up soon, but it's when she keeps on talking about her iPod. It's like, man, I just put fucking 20 songs on there. Back in the desert, we see everyone trying to lift the hammer. A truck ties a chain to the hammer and the bed flies off as Stan Lee steps on the gas. Did I get it?
That was good.
That's probably one of the best Stan Lee cameos so far. Even probably overall too, but like right now, like from the ones we've seen.
Right now is the best one because the other ones he was playing like supposedly like what was it? He was Hugh Hefner in one.
Yeah.
Like he's playing other people, but this one's just some rando. I think it's the best.
Was he in Hulk?
Yes,
oh, yeah.
he was. What the fuck was he in Hulk?
He was the guy who drank the juice that had the blood in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The one that got gamma poisoning.
Yeah.
And that's how they caught him.
Got your ass. Let's see. I got too far forward. Oh yeah, it's everyone at the crater. Agent Coulson sees the crater. He's like, "Sir, we found it." And then we get best scene in the whole movie. Thor with no shirt. Goddamn. Goddamn. That's all they wrote. Thor with no shirt. Goddamn. Just look at his the fucking his lower half. He has like that line just like pointing to his dick. Pretty much is like.
I have it written down that super sexy Thor came out.
Yeah, that's when like a lot of people became fans of what's his name?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chrissy.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chrissy, wake up. In Asgard, the Viking homies are talking and discover that Loki told on Thor. Loki goes to the trophy room and picks up the casket. Oh yeah, in that trophy room place, there's like a bunch of things in there, right? There's like some Egyptian eye thing. There was some other crazy shit, but nothing I recognized. It was just like random like trophies in there.
Yeah, but later on, supposed to be later.
Not right now.
Odin yells, oh yeah, Loki goes to the trophy room and picks up the casket. Odin yells, stop! And we see Frost Giant Loki, which I thought he looked pretty cool. He looked alright.
Yeah.
We find out that Odin took baby Loki and his Laufey's son. Is it like Odin's son, or is it just Laufey's son? Does everyone in space go by that?
What do you mean? Oh,
like if you're the son of this person?
No, just if you're
Odin's son,
a Viking,
an Asgardian.
Yeah. If you're garden ass, yeah.
Loki was tooketh for a purpose, and wants to know why. He gets a nice little monologue by him. He's like, "Tell me!" Like he starts yelling that shit. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. You use your few scenes that you got. Loki's yelling at Odin, and Odin goes to sleep. The Odin sleep.
Happy cakes.
Yeah.
You told me too many truths.
Tired.
You told me too many truths. I'll take a nap.
You can't handle the truth. Yeah, you're right.
I gotta avoid this conversation. Let me go take a nap.
So is that like a Marvel thing or like a mythology thing of him just like passing out because he needs to rest? He's been putting off the Odin sleep for too long.
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea.
Back on Earth, Thor and crew are eating at a diner. He likes the coffee and throws the mug on the ground. Another! And then the sexual tension continues between Jane and Thor. Two truckers walk in and talk about this heavy-ass thing in the desert and that the government already took over it. Thor starts heading out to find this satellite thing, and he promises to, I'll get you all the answers you seek will be yours once I reclaim Mjolnir. And they get Darcy, Mew Mew? What's Mew Mew? God, loved all her lines. Dr. Eric is like, don't trust this crazy man. Thor kisses Jane's hand and she gets all giddy. Sexual tension continues.
She gets super smitten. She's just like wow, super thirsty.
Yeah, it was so good. And anytime they talk together, I was like, yeah, give me more of this romantic comedy. What other shenanigans are they gonna get up to? Let's see. Agent Coulson is at the lab taking all of Jane's research. They took everything, and especially Darcy's iPod. Dr. Eric talks about a scientist that was in charge of gamma radiation, and he ended up disappearing. I wonder who they're talking about.
Interesting.
Back in...
It was me. I'm drinking it right here. Look.
No! No! Don't do it, long. You're going to pass out. In Asgard, the Viking homies try to go see Odin, but Loki, looking like a badass with his horns and his side lean, is sitting on the throne. He says Odin is in Odin's sleep, and he is now king. Viking homies want Thor back home, and Loki's like, I just can't undo what my dad just did. My dad did that. I didn't do that, but my dad did it, so I can't just undo that, you know.
How convenient.
It's not like I'm king and can do whatever I want, you know.
Oh wait.
Dr. Eric is in the library and he sees a book about old Viking shit. Thor needs a horse in a pet shop, but gets a ride from Jane. I need a horse. I just like his bluntness because it's just that's how he
Used to it.
that's how he just talks in Asgard. And the ride out to the desert, Thor and Jane are talking. You think me strange? And they both look at each other, and she almost crashes, and we laugh it off. Back on Asgard, Odin in his golden bubble, as Loki talks to Mom, finds out that Thor might be able to come back. Shield has made a base around the hammer, and Thor and Jane are on Overwatch. Thor breaks in immediately, he kicks everyone's ass, and we see someone grab a bow, and it's Jeremy Renner. OMG. It's Hawkeye, not Hawkeye, because people don't get named in these things. Nobody ever gets named in the.
Not yet. Yeah, you go back to the Thor kicking butt. Like he was got the wrestling moves. Had a drop kick. He did the punk kick to the other dude. Fucking elbow dropping people. Like, damn, all right.
There's a point where he's like, he grabs like onto these pipes that are on top and just fucking just like kicking people with his.
I mean, he does that thing where you're like leveling up the boss, like as you get to the end, and he fights that one hard boss.
Like, oh shit,
Cool.
This guy's actually trouble.
Yeah.
I look like this guy could just take on human Thor.
Yeah.
It just shows that Thor knows how to fight, you know? Thor's been fighting his whole life. He's been trying to kill these fucking frost giants since he was a baby.
That's his skill.
Hawkeye has eyes on Thor, but needs confirmation to shoot Thor, but Coulson wants to see what happens when Thor tries to pick up the hammer. Thor ain't worthy. Thor yells dramatically in the rain. Random shot of Heimdall looking down at Thor.
But yeah, let's go back to that yell. Another yell. Just
Like,
it's just frustration, you know. It's frustration coming out. It's like, fuck, man, I can just a human. See, he's mad because he's human.
I get it.
Darcy finds Mew Mew in the children's book Dr. Eric brought. A bunch of arguing of fiction science versus real science, and they join forces against Dr. Eric. Coulson interrogates Thor. Loki appears in front of Thor, tells Thor that Daddy Odin was dead and it's all Thor's fault. Loki says that even Mom doesn't want you home, and then Loki tries to lift the hammer. So, was Loki actually there? Was he on Earth? Because I thought it was like a projection of himself onto Earth first.
I thought so too, but the fact that he tried to pick up the hammer means he was there. Because projection wouldn't try to grab it, like it wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So, but I guess he was on Earth and then projected himself into wherever Thor was, but he was still like in the area.
Yeah. I think he can make himself like look like anyone too, or just look invisible or whatever.
Yeah, and there's that one point where he says like, "Oh, you think this is the only way into Asgard?" When he's talking about the Bifrost.
Yeah,
so he's got
you dumb Heimdall, stupid eye guy. You think this is the only way?
Yeah. So he's doing stuff somehow, and the convenient holes in plot. Yeah.
Dr. Eric shows up to Shield camp and says Thor is a researcher. And why does he look that way? Steroids, you know? He's just on steroids.
He's really upset that...
he's so upset.
Yeah.
That's why he broke in and kicked everyone's ass and tried to lift the hammer. Not for the research or anything, but...
He's upset.
Coulson sees the info that has been faked. Oh yeah, they're calling him some other doctor. But he does want Dr. Eric and Thor followed. Doc and Thor end up at a bar and Dr. Eric gets drunk. Loki visits Jotunheim and talks to Papa Luffy. Tells him that it was him that planned the attack and get ready for another one. Thor brings back a drunk Dr. Eric to Jane's RV as she scrambles to clean, putting like this dirty dishes in the cupboard. Like, she's so smelling. It was so cute. Thor brings back Jane's research journal, which apparently was a very important thing. It was just the laptop and the journal are only important things that...
Everything else didn't matter.
Yeah. Like, what was it? Well, you could make it again, you know?
Yeah.
It took the backups of the backups.
Thor explains magic science by drawing the Bifrost /wormhole As Jane looks at him, the planets are connected by the world stream. I don't like no future spoilers, but is that ever brought up again that the planets are connected by this? Because I don't remember that.
I don't remember it either.
Back on Asgard, the Viking homies are arguing. The the guy that eats a lot, he's just like talking shit about him. He's like, "You've eaten like fucking 4 pigs, 3 turkeys, 2 chickens." It was like, don't mistake my fucking eating for not being troubled or whatever the hell he tells him. So they go and decide to find Thor. Heimdall sends them to Earth. Shield sees on the computer they arrived. Thor and Jane make breakfast. It's pretty cool. I want breakfast. Loki prepares the destroyer. The Viking homies are walking around walking around town looking for Thor. They get called out as Xena, Robin Hood, and Jackie Chan. They couldn't find any other Asian thing to call him. They had to be called Jackie Chan.
Was that what they called him?
Yeah. Yeah, because the girl was Xena. The guy, the one that I said looked like Robin Hood, called him Robin Hood, and the Asian dude was just Jackie Chan.
I mean, it could have been worse, I guess.
So many things that could have been said.
Yeah, we're not gonna say them.
Yeah, we are not.
That's a trap. That's a trap.
The Vikings find Thor. Found you, my friends! Like, they're just so excited to see each other. The Viking homies have arrived. Thor finds out that Loki was lying about Papa Odin, that he's still alive. Loki and Heimdall about to fight, but Loki freezes him with the casket. I thought they were gonna get down. I completely forgot that he just like freezes him over. He's like, well,
nope,
that's done.
I win.
The destroyer arrives on Earth through a crazy sky tornado. Coulson says, they ask Coulson, is that one of Stark's? I don't know. That guy never tells me anything.
That was funny.
And then the destroyer just starts blasting. Just takes out fucking like all the cars, takes out like all the agents. Like, many people died.
Yeah, really hate cars.
Yeah. Is that
That's
metal?
one thing I got from this. Yeah.
Yeah, it can't show big people dying, you know. It's like cars are the next thing to
they
people.
we know they died.
Yeah, you want to hurt certain segments of the American population? They should have shown them blowing up guns or something.
No,
that would've really,
not my
really upset
guns.
people.
Not my weapons. Thor tells the Viking homies to leave and save themselves. Oh wait, not yet. Thor is just a man and can't fight. Decides to help evacuate the town. Lady Sif and the Impeccable Three, or whatever the hell they call themselves, decide to fight the destroyer. The destroyer does a cool turnaround move and continues to blast. Oh yeah, there was when Lady Sif just comes and stabs him in the back. The destroyer. He's like, "All right, job's done, guys." Everyone like stops. And then like the destroyer just turns around and all the way. Like, that was pretty cool when the destroyer does all those turnaround things. Like, I'm gonna fuck up Lady Steph too.
It was the art. So let me do some art real quick.
Let's see. Thor tells the Viking homies to leave and save themselves. Thor has a plan, but I don't think he really does. He drops the shield and starts talking to Loki through the destroyer. Apologizes to Loki and sacrifices himself. He gets yeeted down the block and pretty much dies. Loki and the destroyer start to walk away as Jane starts to cry. Papa Odin sheds a tear, and a flashback to the ASMR whispers Odin gave Mew Mew. Mjolnir comes in out of nowhere, and Thor catches it as he has an Iron Man suit up scene. They call the little like dragon skull things just like start going up.
The armor.
He's got really cool armor.
It reminded me of like lizard skin or like dragon scales, you know, like just starts climbing up.
I like his armor more than Iron Man suit. At least like that part, the close-ups looks really cool.
Yeah, the suit up scene.
Yeah. To me.
Thor creates a whirlwind with the hammer and lifts the destroyer and defeats it.
As one does.
Yeah. How's he gonna defeat this thing? Jane asks, "Is this how you normally look?" Like, yes. It's a good look.
Again, super thirsty.
She loves this man, all right? You leave Jane alone.
She needs this man.
Son of Cole wants to debrief Thor as Thor and Jane fly away. The RV gets to the Heimdall Bifrost transfer point, but he's still frozen. He breaks out, kills the 2 Guardian Frost Giants, and sends a Bifrost. They almost kiss as Thor kisses Jane's hand, and Jane goes for the full kiss and promises to return. She goes, I'll be back, Janie. I promise. And then he's like, fuck that, come here. Like, you're not coming back. I'm full kiss. Going on right now.
He's
Yeah,
over here being a
she-
gentleman, and she's just like,
The thirst is real,
You
man.
went for it.
the thirst is real.
Thor and the Viking homies return to Asgard. Loki opens up Odin's eye and is about to get murdered, but Loki comes in to save the day and kills Papa Luffy.
Luffy.
Oh, Luffy. You never stood a chance. They never had the dad son relationship.
Yeah, they're gonna play catch.
Thor tells Mama about Loki being a bad boy. Loki still wants to destroy Jotunheim by building up the Bifrost. They bring this up at all? Like this was like the plan. They're gonna freeze over the Bifrost to Jotunheim, so Jotunheim can freeze over and get destroyed. But
Yeah, they
It was already
did.
frozen. I don't remember that.
No, they did mention it at some point earlier that like if you don't turn off the teleporter, it basically just like rips through wherever it's pointing at,
okay.
and so he's just like destroying the planet by ripping through it. Essentially,
That actually makes sense. Like whenever they travel, they leave that little mark that says like the little burn mark, just a little.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's like cooking. You gotta get it just right, or you
Or you burn it.
burn it. You burn the planet. If you check your phone, you don't TikTok too long, and you burn the bacon.
Yeah, one TikTok too many, and fuck.
Just killed 10 million people.
Let's see. Jane and crew are waiting for Thor. They're out in the desert, just waiting around. This is Loki and Thor monologue it out. Loki always wanted to be an equal. Loki thinks Thor is soft now because of that woman, but Loki fucks up by saying he's gonna go visit Jane, and now the fight really starts.
Yep.
You don't say that, man. It's all cool until you say the woman. In romantic comedy, you can't bring her up out of nowhere. The fight breaks out onto the Rainbow Bridge, and Loki hangs off almost falling. Thor tries to help Loki, but it's a fake Loki. And Loki comes out of nowhere. Ha ha!
Yeah, that's a pretty good move. That was like a Miragi right there.
Fucking bamboozled. Ha ha!
That's kind of funny.
Let's see. They tussle it out, but Thor places the hammer onto Loki and traps him. Loki says, there's nothing you can do. As Thor looks around, Thor decides to destroy the bridge, and doing so, he will no longer be able to visit Jane. This is a thing? Destroy the bridge and then you destroy the whole thing?
You can't go anywhere. Yeah, you're trapped. Stranded.
The bridge blows up and destroys the bright Bifrost area. Thor and Loki are falling, but Odin comes and saves both of them. Loki starts to yell, I could have done it, father. I could have done it. For you. For all of us. No, Loki. And then Loki lets go. And then falls into space? Question mark?
Black hole?
Where does he fall? Black hole?
I think it's a
Wormhole?
black hole. Yeah.
Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, I just see him fall. Like, where's he falling to, So there's the Asgard just like, all right, once you're away from the main Asgard, South Asgard is like, that's where the wormhole is.
I do like how it's flat Earth though. Asgard is
Once you're gone, it just goes straight down, and then there's nowhere to
It's
go.
over.
it's the end of the world.
Back on Earth, Jane and crew start leaving the area. It's like, well, nothing to see here. We waited for like 10 minutes. Everything on Asgard, or everyone on Asgard celebrates with a feast, but Thor is sad Thor now. Thor and Odin having a nice little emotional talk. Someday I'll make you proud. You've already made me proud. Sad Heimdall is looking at a destroyed Bifrost palace. He's just like at the end of his bridge, like just like all sad looking down.
Look what you fuckers did.
Oh man, shouldn't have sent you guys anywhere. But Heimdall can see Jane. Jane and crew are working in the lab, and she searches for you. And we credits into the space and just through all the stars and everything. Then we get the nice little the text on the screen saying Thor will return in the Avengers. Oh my god, it's so close. It's so close. But then we get the after credit scene. Dr. Eric Selving is walking in some basements and meets Fury. Fury says, "Legend tells us one thing and history another." Fury opens a box and it's a blue cube. It's just a random blue cube. I don't know what this cube means. Blue cube. But every now and then we find something that belongs to both. Talking about history and legend. Unlimited power. Messed up Loki is in a reflection and says, "Well, I guess that's worth a look." As Dr. Eric says the same thing. And it's over. See? Quicker than your thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing movie. And the best one in the MCU, 100%.
Yeah.
As long as ready to argue.
All right.
Okay.
Dude. So should we start with how are we gonna do this later?
I forgot already. It's been a while.
It's been so long.
A whole week.
So trying to freeze this thing right here. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Close enough. And then go over here. So we do have our categories and rankings and all that fun stuff. Let me make sure you can hear me through all this. Yeah, you hear me here?
Yeah.
Yep, I hear you.
So our categories again. These are all out of 10 to equal 100. So we have story, action fighting sequence, visual CGI, performance, music/score, villain, cinematography, enjoyment, Marvel impact, and overall. And then we'll reveal all the scores at the very end and that tally it up. And then you will go over to our actual listing right here. So right now we have number 3, The Incredible Hulk. Number 2, Iron Man 2. Number 1, Iron Man 1. But now,
Okay.
where do we think Thor is gonna land? It's gonna. So many things are gonna happen.
I predict it's gonna be between. I think it's gonna be second place.
Really? I think it's gonna be third.
It has potential to beat Iron Man 2. I think it has that potential.
It does. Let's see.
Okay, story. I'm gonna say for me, I'm gonna say 7. There's a lot that it had to do. Like I mentioned earlier, there was a lot of heavy lifting in this one between like having to, like describe the new universe, the bigger universe, the outside universe from Earth, and then how to connect those two. Also, the kind of going back in time and showing the history between the Frost Giants and the Asgardians, and
That
maybe
explains so much.
Yeah. And
I also have it as a 7. Slank. But yeah, like they had a outside of Earth and all that stuff, and story stuff like it's a love story as well. And who doesn't love a good love story?
For me, the story was okay, but I like the story when it got to Earth and we got to see like the story between Jane and Thor, even though there was like nothing really there. There was like no substance to it. It was just like, well, you're hot, I'm hot, so let's go,
let's make babies.
Yeah. But that's why it's like everything that happened on Asgard was okay. It was like I just felt like it was like you said it was a lot of explaining of like what happened between the Frost Giants and Asgardians and why are we mad at them? I don't know. This casket thing. Who cares about this thing? Like it's cold. That's for me.
Well, no, the reason that they hate each other or whatever is because the Frost Giants are trying to kill the humans on Earth, and then the Asgardians came to save them.
Yep, and that's we'll be back up, bro.
And that's when the
mythology grew.
Mythology grew.
It was I just got lost in Hannibal Lecter's voice. I'm gonna go with a 5.
Okay. Now
Action.
All right.
fighting, I gave this a 5 because there was not much action. The only action was with the destroyer, and then the cool scene when he breaks into to get his hammer. That part was cool, but the rest, like I hated. I did not like the fight scene between Loki and Thor on the bridge. It felt weak.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved
Well,
to see Loki versus Gatekeeper, but it was just a one punch KO.
Oh, that's how when you have the casket, man.
yeah, I mean Loki's not gonna. He's a trickster, right? He's not gonna just fight you
Ha!
toe to toe. Yeah, that's the kind of fight you're gonna get with him. I like the fighting scenes with the Frost Giants. I like the fighting scenes at the beginning when they're showing the big war.
Yeah, that was some Lord of the
Um,
Rings kind of type of like big fight, big wars going on happening right now.
Yeah, I like that. Can't forget that stuff in terms of the fighting. Like Thor himself fighting. Yeah, I mean the Frost Giant stuff, that was it.
And then the
then
destroyer coming in and wrecking shop,
yeah.
but like
Yeah, Destroyer was kind of hard. That one wasn't a good fight.
I like everything the destroyer did. It's just like the fight that they had with them is like, well, it's over.
Yeah, getting your ass kicked. I like his friends that each had like a special ability or whatever skill, and that was cool.
It didn't matter because it got whooped anyway.
Yeah.
So what'd you give it, Slunk?
Uh, I'd say a 6, almost a 7, but I'm gonna say 6.
Yeah, I'm at a 5 there as well. Just fighting, nothing really, happened. It was more of a
Yeah.
well, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and then but there was like nothing really interesting. They're gonna be like right now. I'm just thinking of like top like fighting moments, like the Iron Man 2 like fighting scene, just shit going down,
Yeah.
or Hulk and fucking what's his name destroying New York with Thor putting on fucking cars on his hands and hooking people up.
Mhm.
Carl Brass Knucks.
There's no like big moment like that I could recall. Like besides like Thor using his hammer and like that stuff is pretty cool, but nothing else.
All right.
Talk about Thor using his hammer. I'm torn on visuals. I feel like
Me too.
there's so many good scenes with the visuals, like I think I mentioned it yesterday that I love like all the interior stuff, but whenever they were like outside and showing off Asgard, I was like, ugh, this place sucks. They got it's all gold and shiny, but like not in a good
Like,
way.
in a tacky way.
Yeah.
I like some of the CGI was good. Like some stuff with Thor and the hammer. Like, yeah, but then like there were instances where I'm like, what is this? Why'd you even leave this in there? How do you miss this? Like the when they're fighting the Frost Giants and Loki does his little mirage effect and the monster jumps over the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Like that looked fucking terrible.
You talking like Thor, Loki behind like the rock? Like, oh, did I get him? Did I get him?
Yeah. But the way the Frost Giant fell, like, just looks terrible. I think that you wasted all that money on the big monster because that looked good. But like some of the small Frost Giants look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like with the destroyer looked great. But then there were scenes where like the cars, I'm like, wow, this car looks so like just garbage CGI. So I felt like they spent most of their CGI money on like the big things and the little like, just ignore that.
Yeah, like for my likes, I like the anytime the Bifrost came on screen, I was like, show me this, show me anytime. Where are we going to now? Going back to Earth? Cool. We're going back to Asgard. We're going to Jotunheim. Let's just keep on traveling. Let's go somewhere else. Show me more.
Yeah, and I disagree with the exterior thing. I think the ocean around that thingy looked cool. I thought the design of the little energy ball shooty thingy was pretty cool. I thought the sky looked amazing in all those shots whenever they were outside. Like
Yeah,
walking around Asgard. Um, I thought the giants looked really cool. Like I would say like their makeup was kind of whack, but when they were in frame, you could tell that they were big, but but not like I like the proportions basically that they were
Yeah.
able to pull off.
they weren't like big fucking mountain-sized giants. They're like
Mm,
these are 8 foot tall, 9 foot tall giants.
yeah, I like that a lot. And then like there was that part where I think the main guy was like looking like through rocks down at him, and he looked bigger than all the other giants. And that just to me was like, okay, that really like the giant thingy that they did with that.
One thing,
But yeah, a lot of it's very green screen, like a lot of the action shots when they're outside.
one thing you brought up is when they're all like outside the town and looking at like that big wormhole thing that's building up. I did like that when it's all like building up and you see like it's almost like a cone coming down, a cone of
Yeah.
clouds. I thought that looked really good too. Yeah,
I thought a lot of that was-
but for me it was just like it was that first shot of Asgard when they were going through everything. It was like this Asgard like it looked cool, like the concept looked cool. It was just I don't know, something about it and like where we at? Who wants to go first?
I give it a 6.
6.
I would have given it higher, but just some of the little things I brought it down.
Where you
Slug?
at?
Definitely an 8.
Hey.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm in between both of you. I'm a 7. I think what we said earlier too, like this movie's gonna I think like split us apart, like as in like we're all agreeing on different things, like
Yeah,
different part of the
we're-
movies. Performance. Like,
I think everyone was great.
Chris Hemsworth, Natalie Portman, Tom Hiddleston.
I believe Natalie was thirsting over Chris. I believe Chris is Thor. Even though he was like I put it chewing some of the scenes, I think Anthony Hopkins was great.
Oh, he was the best. But you're not king. Not yet.
I'm actually scoring high on
I'm
this.
watching Gladiator. What is this?
I gave the performance 8.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it an 8 because I liked everyone. There was no one that could be like, wow, you're really phoning this in, huh?
The closest to phoning it in would probably be Heimdall. He's just standing around a lot and looking at people.
So yeah, so it's an 8 for me.
It just Elba gets a pass. I don't care what that man is.
Like, Andrew's almost here. Awesome. All right, you're cool. Good.
Yeah, good movie. I love it.
Let's see. Trying to think of negatives. There's not really like that many negatives.
I like almost everybody in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to think of somebody who didn't do well, that wasn't well acted.
Natalie Portman, like you said, was just being thirsty as hell and just being awesome the whole time. Where's my girl? Yeah, Kat Dennings. She was just there, just being the dorky,
hilarious
intern. We were just doing this for her college credits.
Yeah, for credits.
Her iPod, man. She just put songs on there.
She put 35 songs.
I'll go. Yeah, I think like I'm between 8 and 9 because I feel like everyone's just really good, but no one like was really like, oh my god, you know.
Yeah.
Except for Odin's son. He was the best.
Slug.
I'm gonna go at 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think everybody nailed their characters.
Gotcha. I
think everybody nailed their characters. They're like, yeah, like you said, there's no weak spots. Everybody was believable. Everybody was entertaining. We had the comedy coming in was on point. It was just I was laughing so much.
Another.
And we had one of the best actors and characters that's in the MCU come in, and Loki and it's good. It was good. Yeah, like when you see Gwyneth Paltrow and then Natalie Portman, like all right, here's a really good actress.
Look, Gwyneth Paltrow, she's just acting the role, right? She's supposed to be a bitchy assistant trying to get you shit done, right?
I'm trying to think because I'm thinking, okay, is there a better acted one? And it's like not until I guess what's his name starts coming out.
Which one?
Fucking Mr. Snappy Finger guy.
Oh, Thanos.
So Thanos, yeah. Then that starts getting into like 10.
Ooh, yeah, he's gonna just outperform everybody.
Yeah.
That's future spoilers.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think like, is this a 9? Because
who would be above this, right?
Yeah, like which movie would be above this?
You got some Wakandas out there. I'm just saying, there's a nice little
Uh,
villain
uh.
out there. Future spoilers.
All right, I'm gonna put it at 8 for now. I want to keep it real.
Slunk, you decided
Whatever that
with
means.
that vote. I felt like I went down 7. Yeah.
All right, back to 9. Okay.
What about the music?
Music
I,
score. There was
I don't remember any of it.
yeah. It was all just no. It was there to be there. Like the swells and the ups and the downs were there, but it wasn't like memorable in any form. They played Foo
Yeah.
Fighters at the bar once.
They sure did. I'm gonna say 3.
Yeah, I'm there
'Cause it
with
wasn't
Dwayne.
offensive.
I
It
was
wasn't like it made me mad like Hulk did.
I just had it at 5 because it's just blah. Like,
You said 3, right, Slunk?
Yeah.
Like, it's
I'm back.
just middle point. Like, there was nothing that pissed me off, like you said, like, but it wasn't that wowed me. So like 5, like, eh.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's
Villan.
more like lack of music. It really does affect it.
Mhm.
But the villain, all right, who are the villains? Who we got?
There's some good villains here.
We got Lofi's son. We got the Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
Shield.
Frost Giants.
Frost
Shield,
Giants.
Shield. Kinda,
Shi-
yeah, like
They're getting in the way.
They straight up stole Jane's shit. Like,
They stole the iPod.
Most importantly, the iPod.
So Loki.
Um,
And I feel like Loki hit it pretty well too. Like at the beginning, he was just like instigating a little bit, like, wow, I don't know what else we can do without going to Jotunheim and doing it ourselves. No, you what? You're gonna go do it yourself?
Why would you do that? You should not do that, brother.
yeah. So that was like the beginning of like, is Loki a good guy, a bad guy? What is going on? Played it so well.
Frost
Like
Giants.
he seems like the total bad guy, but then you're still totally not sure.
Frost Giants, I saw as like a secondary villain. They were just like putty patrol for Loki. Like they weren't really that important to the overall story. It's like he just uses them pretty much to I'm the hero. They were about to kill Dad. I don't know if you saw that. I saved them. I saved everyone.
Yeah.
Shield.
But now Shield.
Shield was there to just stop people, stop Jane, stop.
At one point, the defender thing, what do you call it? The big robot thing.
Yeah, the destroyer.
Destroyer.
He was pretty badass though. He got fucked up pretty easily after Thor fucking regained his power, but he still was badass up until that point.
Yeah. So, I
think it's 7 for me.
Yeah, I'm at a 7.
I'm at 8. Loki is one of the best villains ever.
Loki is pretty good though.
Yeah,
he is. But it's still like
who are we putting as the actual villains? Is it Loki and Frost Giants?
A full villain, because remember he was trying to do it for his dad's approval. The Frost Giants he did let in was not meant to be to actually kill anybody. It was just to fuck Thor's. It was a lot to fuck Thor's day up. Like he didn't give a damn about the Frost Giants. He's like, let me just fuck his day.
He ended up killing his own dad. He's trying to kill his own dad, and then he tried to kill his newfound dad.
No, the newfound dad was there to kill, but his old he could have killed him multiple times, but he chose not to because he still loves him. It's just he's trying to figure out a way to be king without having to kill him.
Join the politics.
I'm going up. Loki went up for me. 8.
The
cinematographies.
I mean, everything looked believable. Sometimes like the shots look a little too produced in the little town, that they built just for this movie.
Yeah, you town. Pueblo Nuevo, whatever the hell was.
You could just tell, like this is just built. Like,
but yeah, the night scenes are cool when they're driving through the desert, and obviously a lot of it is CGI, so that's not really cinematography.
I did like the when like they're showing off the crater and it's just like overhead shots of like look at this big ass fake crater, you know, like and then like
Yeah,
you release like the people in there like oh fuck they probably did build some of this.
yeah,
So what do you got at that, Slunk?
yeah, like a 7, 6, 6. Nothing
Ooh,
special.
6.
Nothing offensive.
I had it at 7, but I might go down.
Where you feeling, Percy?
Edgar, why not put
What you
7?
want to do,
What do you think?
Percy? Don't let nobody influence.
See, this
But
is where we
but
argue,
do
Percy.
6.
We go 666. The devil's in my PC, Percy.
Oh yeah, can you take a picture of that later?
And post that.
The devil?
Yeah, the devil's in my
Yeah,
PC.
it's pretty dope.
Yeah, go with 6.
Damn, extra sixes.
Now to heaven again.
Enjoyment. I had a good time. Besides,
I
like,
had a good time.
besides the beginning of Odin explaining everything, it was like, "Oh, just get this over with. Where's Thor?
We're super sexy Thor.
Yeah, like everything on Asgard was I'm whatever about him throwing his hammer around and walking around and being fucking like Percy was saying all broy. And like once he got on Earth, that's when I got more interested. Like him like beating up all the doctors and nurses and Shield coming in and doing fucking up everything and Jane and Darcy and I liked all the Earth stuff, but Asgard stuff I'm whatever. I didn't like the homies, the Viking homies. I thought they were whatever. I thought they were just there to we need someone to go find Thor, you know.
I didn't mind them, but they weren't super memorable. But they weren't terrible. But I enjoyed the film. I really liked it. It's a top rom com. So I gave it a 7.
7.
Enjoyment. I enjoyed it.
I'm at
7.
a 6. Slunk's at a
Ooh.
7. Dwayne did not like this movie. Marvel Impact, so many things. There's so many
Ooh,
things.
that's kind of a big one, yeah.
We got Thor, we got Fury, we got Dr. Eric, we got Jane, we got Coulson, we got uh future Shield dude that was there in the background. I know you guys saw that guy. Just saying. There's
The Arrow
Arrow
Man.
Man. Arrow Man was there, man. Just
Arrow
just being
Man.
Overwatch, just looking at Thor trying to pick up his hammer. I'm starting to root for this guy, you know?
So what did you put, Edgar?
Marvel Impact, it was pretty strong. It was like a lot of like introductions to things, but like nothing be like, and here, and this, you know? Like with Arrow Man, it doesn't have like enough impact me as in like Black Widow. Like, you know, she was like all over that goddamn movie. Nick Fury was in the
True.
damn movie, you know? He's
That's
not
true.
just an after
I
credit
can't.
scene.
I feel like I can't give it more than Iron Man 2. For that, it's good points. I don't remember what I gave it, so I'm just gonna say 7. Yeah, I'll go 7.
7. Percy?
7.
Whoa. And then overall, put it all together, and how do you feel?
I liked it. I mean, I'm gonna say at this point they like don't have any storylines or things in the previous ones to ruin it, so they can, you know, not
Be
so
free.
yeah, a little bit freer. So there's nothing to get mad at in that sense. And I enjoyed it. Thought it was funny. Thought it was it was entertaining to me. I didn't mind the storytelling parts because I it built this world and I became way more curious about it. I love that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the kind of guy that like plays Fallout 3 and goes, "Oh, what's over there? Oh, what's over there?
Let me read all
Oh,
these
what's over
all
there?"
these articles that are just laying about everywhere.
Yeah, so world building is big for me, and I liked it. And the fight scenes are cool. They're all right. You know, this is it's cool. There's some buddy stuff going on there. Yeah, for me, it's definitely like a solid 8.
8. What you got, Percy?
I like the film. Yeah, world building and all that. Super sexy Thor. Overall, I enjoyed it. I give it a 7.
7.
Like it's like it wasn't bad. Again, like I mentioned earlier, like I would not actively avoid this film. If it's on, yeah, I'll see a little bit, keep it in the background.
For me, I did like the rom com part of it, but all the Asgardian stuff and all the Viking homies, I was just get me on to the next thing. Ooh, Loki's here, you know, like like I just I don't know, I just didn't care. I didn't care about the frost giants and Loki being the sun and all that stuff, but like I said, everything on Earth was a good time. So for me, 6.
Whoa.
Whew. You guys ready to see your answers?
Yeah.
And we got bam. 59,
Ooh.
61, 68, 65.
Slug
Sounds
really liked
about
this
right.
film.
Yeah, Slug
I did.
Knights.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
Super sexy man, throw mug on ground. I laugh.
And then the final scores, we get bam, 63.2, which puts Thor at number
Yeah.
3.
3. Solid 3.
Solid 3.
Oh, Thor. Oh, Thor. Here I am. I got minimizes.
What do you guys think? Do you agree with this list so far?
Better agree. We'll fight you.
Yeah. Unfollow our Twitter. I'm kidding,
63.5?
don't do that.
Is that what that was?
I don't remember.
63.2.
2.
So the standings are number 4, The Incredible Hulk. Number 3, Thor. Number 2, Iron Man 2. And number 1, Iron Man. What a good time. What a good time.
All right. All right. I think people have a hard time arguing against that score. Sounds pretty good.
Oof. So now, I don't have the
Mhm.
thingamajig. One
What's the homework
moment,
for
please.
next week?
I gotta look that up. So 1 second.
Alrighty.
Adding things to places.
What do you think it's gonna be? So like without looking. For the next
Iron Man 3.
I think it's gotta be Captain America.
Captain America.
Captain Mamerima.
Yeah. Matthew McConaughey.
All right. The future governor of Texas, right?
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Supposedly he was gonna run, and then I think at the last minute he ranked.
It's like you actually gotta know what you're doing. Okay, here we go.
So we've gone through Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, and Thor. So next week we have to watch Captain America, the first Avenger. Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thoughts and feelings about this before we head out and call it a day?
I remember hating the first half. No, not the first half. The middle of this film. The just like I remember hating that, but still liking this movie more than Thor. So let's see if that rank still holds true.
What about you, Slunk?
Slunk?
I didn't watch it.
Ooh, it's gonna be good. We're going back to the past, guys. It's gonna be such a good time.
Everybody's still alive. Nobody's been snapped.
Nothing's happened. Nobody. Those aren't things,
It is
Slunk. Those aren't
great.
things.
No, Slunk, shut up.
The snapping hasn't occurred.
It was a good time.
How did Snapple not team up with Thor? I mean, with Thanos for some marketing.
They're like, we're gonna get rid of half of our flavors and just snap. But what a good time. We're only, woo.
Oh my God, we're so
Woo.
far away.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's 2 more movies by the end of phase 1. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're in phase 4 right now,
Okay.
guys. Just letting you guys know. But us watching these movies, we're almost at the end of phase 1.
Jeepus.
And phase 2, just saying there's that. There's some good and some bad in there. Phase one is the bricks, the
Yeah, yeah.
foundation.
So what separates the phases?
It's the big Avenger movies pretty much. So it's from Iron Man to Avengers is phase one.
Okay.
Iron Man 3 to Avengers Age of Ultron, phase two.
Okay.
Ant-Man to Infinity War, phase three. No, sorry, Ant-Man to Endgame is phase three.
Okay.
And phase four starts at Spider-Man Far From Home to right now.
Okay.
Yeah, there's only
All right.
two big Avenger movies in phase three.
Everybody's mad at the new Thor, I guess, for ruining a
Haven't
lot
seen
of
it.
stuff. So
Haven't seen
I
it.
will see whether or not I care.
It's like,
Spoiler, probably not.
you seen Ragnarok?
No.
Yeah, so we have this Thor 1, we still need Thor the Dark World, then Thor Ragnarok, and then Thor Love and Thunder. Thunder. I would say, personally, I think this is the better of the two Thors, of the first and second Thor.
Mhm.
And then personally, already knows Thor Ragnarok is probably like one of my favorites. It's like it's up there. It's like top five at least in this MCU. Top five just as a movie, not even as like as a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it goes against all the movies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm excited.
Woo. And with that, that
Mhm.
ends our what's it called ranking MCU. We'll be back tomorrow with as dusk falls. We're gonna play a nice little choose your own adventure game and have the chat join us, and it's gonna be a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time.
Good time.
So again, thank you to my homies up there. Thank you to Percival. Thank you to Snunk. Thank you to Mario, and thank you to Dwayne who submitted his questions, and thank you to the chat for joining us along. We will
Yay!
be back
I love the chat.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone. Love
everybody.
you.
Bye, 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 bye.
Life is good. Life